Yeah, it's a great game. It's a great game. I really think it's one of the best role-playing games out there.
I've just never done anything like this before, so I'm probably gonna be really dumb about it. Not gonna
It's
lie.
mostly gonna be roleplay. Mostly gonna be roleplay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the role play is the part that I'm good at. It's when I'm when doing tabletop D&D. It's figuring out formulas and mechanics and all that. That's the part where I'm like,
Yeah, your mic's cutting in and out. Can you try it again?
how's this? Is that better?
Bit.
I think he's fine.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're still hitting off on my mic.
Am I?
Too.
Oh, am I?
Did you reconfigure your microphone to what you did?
I'm gonna get out and watch that.
Stupid cat. Alright. Where were we?
My camera is what the heck is happening?
I didn't do it. Yum.
How's it going?
It's going. She's trying to get everything.
You're alright, so nice meeting you guys.
Hi.
Sorry.
You're fine. I've dealt with worse. I've dealt with far worse. This app is stupid, but it's also brilliant all at once. I'm actually kind of stoked for the new D&D rule set they got coming out. The new something that's going to replace Rule 20. Meant the gods. They have an app they're working on that's going to...
What's the premise of your campaign?
Yeah.
Oh, the campaign? Ravonloft.
What?
Gothic horror.
Ooh.
Vampires, werewolves. Think Van Helsing meets Lord of the Rings.
Alright, what?
Think Van Helsing meets Lord of the Rings.
Ooh, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Because I know both of those.
Yeah, like I said, I'm also trying to get members of my club to join because it's been chaotic at school recently the past 2 weeks because we have so many DMs and not enough players. I'm trying to get more people to join online so I can keep the club going. And I can actually play during a week, every week, consistently.
Okay. Yeah, I've been looking to have like a group that's willing to like teach me how to play the game. Cause
well, like my friends,
is just like read the books. And I'm like,
my friend Sid is my friend. Yeah, my friend Sid is a master dungeon master. Yeah.
Well, my friend's just like I'm looking to be taught some things. I'm not looking to just read a book and expect to know everything.
Right. You'd rather jump and learn how to walk while running from a burning plane than do it consistently over and over again. I got that.
Exactly. Like, I could read books all day and not learn a damn thing.
Well, I'm very rules light. I'm much more for fun and role playing.
I do appreciate that. That does sound like a lot of fun.
That's just my style.
Like,
I'm trying to get.
That I know is like seriously into D&D to the point where it's just like they're seriously like their lifestyle about it. And I'm like, okay.
It's a great hobby.
Yeah, it's a great hobby, but I would not want it to be a
That's why I had to
lifestyle.
leave my last DM because he got mad at me for not showing up for sessions, and I'm like, okay, but I just got out of being potentially homeless. Just got my own place. I have a car that needs to get fixed. I got bills that need to get paid.
Rule
like,
0.
there's
Damn.
shit that needs to get taken care of right now.
Rule 0. Rule 0. Real life comes first.
Hell yeah.
Rule
Fuck
0.
yeah.
No matter what. And that rule is to always be followed.
And that's why my druid only made it to level 3.
That's the only rule, in my opinion. In all
Fuck yeah.
reality.
Nice. I can live by that.
Rule
Yeah.
0.
Oh,
Real life comes
announcement.
first. Yes.
My friend Sid will be joining. You guys may nerd out about this. He actually helped write Supernatural.
I didn't know.
My friend, the head of my D&D club, is joining us next week, and he actually worked on Supernatural, so he'd be a great role player in a gothic horror sort of D&D world.
Oh, okay. That sounds cool.
You guys live in Green Bay?
Yeah, she's figuring out her mic. Trying to.
Yeah.
She's trying to like configure the microphone.
Right. So my world is like Lord of the Rings / Warhammer with Rick and Morty humor.
Okay. That I can understand. I can understand that. Great perspective.
Yeah. It's my kind of world. Hobbits are degenerates. Hobbits are slaves. I hate hobbits. I fucking despise hobbits. Tolkien can burn in hell.
Whoa!
Wow,
Wild
goes back. Holy shit, okay.
Okay. Tolkien doesn't have to burn in hell, but hobbits have to.
That I mean, I can't be mad at that.
Hobbits are degenerates. They sit around all day, get drunk, smoke their asses off, and they don't have any responsibilities, no government, no military. They deserve to be enslaved.
I mean, but they were peaceful. So they didn't do nothing wrong.
They represent a time and a place I don't believe in.
Okay, that's fair.
People mistake my hatred for hobbits in fantasy and D&D for hatred towards short people in real life. And to that I say, you little snowflakes and your easily offended little hearts. Go fuck yourselves. If you're offended by me being racist towards a fantasy race like orcs or elves or whatever, and think that means I have a real issue with real cultures in real life, you're a fucking idiot. Get out of my sight before I beat you to death. Damn.
I mean, it's just a game. It's just a role play. So
People
like...
literally think I hate short people in real life because I make all my jokes about hobbits.
No.
I despise hobbits. I prefer Dragonborn and elves.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I'm not like George R. Martin. That guy is literally racist in real life. Yo.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Wish I had headphones.
I do too. I might be able to fix that for you. Maybe. Possibly. No guarantees. Oh wait. I can use my earbuds. Probably.
If they're Bluetooth, yeah.
They are Bluetooth. Here, let's try this. Let's try this.
Yeah, I just hate hobbits in real life. I hate hobbits. Spies little bastards.
That's fair.
I might be a hobbit though.
Then you'll be racially discriminated against. Those filthy degenerates can burn in hell.
Where's my phone? It's up my ass, apparently.
Alright, we all ready to get set?
Turn this off. Just about.
Hey, get seeing you face to face.
Add Bluetooth or other device. Okay.
Oh yeah, and there are drugs in my world.
Sweet.
As in, pixies are ground up into dust and you snort them.
Kinky.
I'm all about that.
I mean,
All right, we ready?
that's what you mean. That sounds.
Whoa. Gotta lower the volume. There we go. Yeah, I'm ready. I can hear you, he can hear you, and now we're not echoing. Yay! There we go. Okay.
All right, let's do this. So we begin our tale. It is in the midst of a great war between the Vengari horde, which is kind of like a medieval version of the Covenant, a fantasy horde of monsters waging war against the civilized realms of the continent. And in the midst of this war, there are very few safe havens. Well, good.
Yep.
There are very few safe havens in the continent left, as a massive continental war is going on between the forces of chaos and disorder and order, which isn't necessarily good and evil. Depends how you look at it. And on the northern side of the continent, in the remnants of the Tark Empire, which is now a rump state, it is the turning of the calendar. It is the great solstice. It is a time of merriment. The leaves are changing colors. All the living creatures in these large, vast forests are settling down for the winter, gathering as much food as they can. And by the way, most creatures, even like deer, elk, foxes, in this world are sentient.
Ooh.
As in, they're
Okay.
like little fox. Imagine this: as this fall thing is happening, leaves are falling. Little foxes are like trading with porcupines and deer for resources. There's an exchange of goods. There is woodland
Squirrels are
creatures
trading
getting
the
drunk.
acorns that they've gathered.
There are woodland creatures
That
getting
sounds
drunk at a local tree turned into a bar.
That's cool.
But as we get deeper into the forest, we find a small clearing, mostly run by small woodland creatures. Hobbits, gnomes, fairy folk, few humans, and kobolds. This
Are
is a
the
small
hobbits on
mining
fire?
trading outpost in the middle of the forest. And it's full of it's their equivalent of Halloween mixed in with like the Nordic version of Halloween, where they're built where the children are playing. There's candy, there's games, there is making strange faces and monsters in the walls of their tree houses. We zoom into this village, which is filled with all these creatures, fox folk, creatures of the woods, fake creatures, even outsiders, who are gathering around and trading and celebrating. We go into the Tavern of the Leaky Crow. Hold on. You guys with me still?
Yep.
Yeah, well, I need headphones or something.
Why do you need headphones?
Because the reverb.
Oh, there's still reverb happening?
Yeah, because I am. Yeah,
Is the reverb from me?
yeah, that's because your microphone is picking up everything too.
Oh, from you?
Yeah,
Why
and
don't
from
you
the
go
speaker.
into his room? Because that might work. Do you want some help?
We so good?
Yeah, he's gonna move to another room to avoid the echo
Yeah.
reverb.
So can you all see the tavern? Are we all in the tavern?
Yeah, I can see the tavern.
So you see dwarves, kobolds, members of all races of the continent drinking, cavorting, playing card games. And this is where we enter our characters. Petra, who is your character?
Oh crap, I forgot what her name was. She's a level 3 druid, Haringen. I can't remember what her name was.
Well, what would she be doing in this bar full of strange, gallivanting degenerates?
Probably blending in, having a drink.
You're at the bar, and this druid, you're kind of like, in these parts, druids are a traveling priesthood of mages who heal the magic of the woods and bring balance to the ecosystem. The bartender is a very grizzled old dragonborn, which, if you don't know what dragonborns look like, they're pretty much humanoid dragons. They're dragons without the tails and wings, they're just humanoid form. Think Argonians. He pulls out a cigar. Oh, you looking for a job there, miss?
Actually, I'm looking for a warm meal at the moment. I just got done with the job.
He pulls out a roasted squirrel and a roasted pheasant. Which one you want? Full warning, squirrels are really, really narcotic around here.
I think I'll just go with the pheasant.
See yourself. Gives you the pheasant, that'll be 20 gold.
How about 18?
How about you do a favor for me and we'll call it even?
What you got in mind?
Down the street from here, there's a local little hobbit that owes me money. He's a drunken bum who doesn't do anything for these parts. And he's selling
How much
drugs.
does he owe you?
He's stealing from me. He's selling all sorts of things, speaking all sorts of heresies against the great Earth Mother. He needs to get his ass kicked. He needs to be told to listen, or convinced to pay up his indentiousness.
Well, how much does he owe you?
40 gold.
So, what I'm hearing is that you would like me to do a 40 gold job in exchange for 2 gold.
There's another reason.
I'm just saying, if I'm gonna do this, a warm meal is gonna be the
Roll
least
me
amount
an
of work.
observation check.
Okay.
He's hiding something.
Oh crap! What's the code for that again? To roll that? Or do you want me to roll actual dice?
Just roll me a dice. I'll count it.
Okay, I'll grab it real quick. Where is it? Where did my dice go? What the heck? I can't find my dice.
How about this? I'll roll for you.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I don't know where my dice are, and
Let
I
me
have
go
these
grab it.
really nice brass ones.
Put the damn thing.
I'm kind of upset because they come in like a really nice pouch. And I don't know where that pouch is, and I had everything together in my backpack. And now it's not there. Where would they be? Where are all the dice? That's upsetting. Oh, I found them!
All right, can I find my dice?
I did too!
All right, roll.
I did too! Whoops! Something just
me.
fell, but that's okay.
Roll me.
See? Nice pouch.
Nice.
I'm
Roll.
working on it.
You're all good.
Okay. Where is my D20? That's not it. There it is. I got an 8.
You observe. Okay. You observe. This is one hard-looking dragonborn. You pick up nothing what he wants, but you can tell you do not want to fuck with this guy, and it might put you be better off if you just did the job for him.
Okay.
Be better if you just did the job for him, or you pay up.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm
Thank you
trying
for
to
the
for the
warning.
plot. Don't worry. So, alright, he's in the back. He's in the alley beyond the bar.
Okay.
Probably. So, do you go to the back of the bar?
Yeah, I'll go back to the I'll go to the back of the bar.
You find in the alleyway a hobbit grounding up little pixies, putting them into a pipe, and smoking the dust, the ash. How do you react?
Just to pause real quick. I was never provided a name, was I?
They call him the Smoky Guy. He's covered in black robes, black ash all over his face.
Okay.
How do you want to treat this little degenerate?
Start with a question. Hey, are you Smokey the Hobbit?
Well, what's that question had to do with anything? You here for my dust? You want this shit? I'll kill you first if you want it!
Okay. Actually, I don't want anything to do with your dust. That kind of seems gross, to be honest. No, I'm here because you owe money.
He pulls out a knife. Like hell I do.
About 40 gold to a grizzled old dragonborn.
I'm not giving it away. Not giving it away. No, no, no. No. I am not giving this shit away.
Look, I just want a warm meal in my belly, and I know that you've got a knife, but I
Roll
so happen to
persuasion.
have a rock. Okay. Where's my dice? Did I put it back in the packet? I did. I'm just gonna leave it out for now. Where'd it go? I'm sorry, I'm a little out of date today.
You're fine. You're doing good.
I am? Okay, thank you.
Is this
Did
fun?
I?
Everyone having fun here?
Absolutely. I just feel kind of out of place and that I'm making it not fun for you, and I don't want to do
You're
that.
fine. This is actually a good first meeting.
Okay, good. I wish I had my shit together.
You're fine. This is all improv for me.
Okay. Well, I got a 12.
I give you 15 gold.
But you owe 40.
I guess this is how it ends. He throws the knife at you. Roll me dexterity check.
Okay. Nine. Oh no, 10, sorry. Kind of looks a little bit like a 9 sometimes.
Let me roll. Alright, hold on a sec. Let me get back. I have it on here somewhere. God, I hate this thing sometimes. Here we
I
go.
understand that.
Here's my dice roll. Alright. Alright, here we go. Been a while since I've used this. It's been like 4 months. 6, you beat me.
That's fine.
Let's just say
Oh,
let's just say he barely misses, but he does like wind up cutting like a little bit of your skin off your hand.
Okay. I do remember that my character does have I can't remember. It's a wild fey. It's a cantrip with a rock. She
Okay.
can throw things, and it'll. Let me see if I can look it up real quick. Wait, shouldn't I be able? Would it be on here? Would I be able to find that information right on here? Because I had it
Probably.
all. Characters. Am I able to import my character somehow?
I don't know. Like I said, Roll20 is a piece of shit.
It is, but it's useful for just information like this. Okay, fine. Come on, don't freeze on me. Fine, I'll use my phone if you want to freeze on me like that.
Right.
Roll20 decided to be a dick and freeze up a little bit, so I'm using my phone real quick. Feywild.
Yeah, I'm thinking like if
Cantrips.
And if anything, I'm sorry for like.
yeah. Meanwhile, Tony, what's your
No.
character doing?
I don't know. I don't know what my character is.
He didn't get a
just been-
chance to roll for one.
I didn't
We
get a
can
chance
we can
to
put a
prepare.
pause in
I
it.
get an idea. You're an NPC, and
Okay, I could do that.
you're a dwarven mercenary who's been sent by the Tark Empire to keep peace in this little colony.
Dark Empire.
They're like the Holy Roman Empire. They're kind of like the main force in this part of the continent.
So, what am I, like a paladin or?
Dude, let's just go with
Like,
fighter.
what
You're
kind
a
of
you're a
vibe-
fighter.
like,
You're
what kind of
basically a
vibe do I have?
fighter.
I'm basically a fighter, so I'm.
Yeah. You're like a militiaman.
Okay.
And
I was just trying to make sure, like, how strongly I feel about this empire.
yeah, what would your character be doing during all this bar stuff? What would you be doing in the bar?
Probably trying to silently have a drink.
Right across from you,
Absolutely.
you see a very scantily dressed fox woman looking at you, a fox creature, as in a furry of all things. And
I would.
but it's not looking at you
like it.
seductively. It's looking at you like the eyes of a crack whore looking for its next hit.
That should be a look you're familiar with.
He stares into his drink and gets lost in the fizz and tries to avoid eye contact with said fox lady.
A group of furries start coming up to you. Ooh woo, sir. Ooh woo. You looking make some money there, buddy? Think the furries from Flash Gets. They literally look like walking wolf fox people, as in cartoonish fox people. They're looking at you with eyes of envy and lust. How do you respond?
I ignore.
Roll me a intimidation check.
What
Oh,
dice
poor
do you roll for that?
Someone roll. Can someone roll a 20 for him to see if he intimidates them?
Isn't there a thing?
Yeah, I'll roll for him.
Yeah.
I'm dying though.
Don't roll bad.
Yeah, you got a 13.
The furries. They ain't staying over, buddy. We'll see you again. But not before that one of them slaps your ass and puts a little note in your wallet. Puts a little note in your pocket.
Proceeds to ignore.
The Dragonborn pulls out his musket, fires in the air. Oh, you dumb bastards, get out of here. We don't need you cavorting in here. You know the rules. Your kind aren't allowed in here. Get the fuck out. They start retreating back through the door for the patrons. The message pretty much says, come meet us sometime, the nearest brothel. We'll be waiting. And that's the Crimson Dawn. They're pretty much the Hutts of Star Wars. They're like the Black Sun Syndicate. They're drug peddlers, flesh marketers. They run all the vice in this part of the continent.
Right.
And Petra, we're back to your character.
Oh, okay. I'm coming back. Hold on. I just wanted to grab something.
Like I said, Rick and Morty humor.
I guess. I was just taken aback by that a little bit. I was like, what the fuck did I just get myself into?
What do you guys want to do next?
I mean, we can continue. I don't
Petra,
mind.
you're up. Back to your corner. Scene shifted back to you.
That's right. Okay, so he threw the knife and it missed.
Correct.
I
Cut a
do
little
have a
skin off your
cantrip.
hand, but that's about it.
She has a cantrip where she can summon rocks in her hand and throw them for 5 points of damage.
Do it.
All right, so I'm gonna aim, of course, for his head.
Hold on a second. Let me grab my cord. You're back. Yeah, roll.
Okay. Okay, I am rolling. Woohoo! 16.
Nice.
I'm coming for the Nico.
Okay. Debo? I just grabbed McDonald's.
What'd you get?
16.
I'll put it
That
back.
hits.
I will. It's just a lot easier for me to hit them.
All right. You roll me
I have
damage.
returns. Oh, okay. Damage. 13.
You knock him the fuck out. He falls down the bleeding skull. He's only 1 point away from death.
He's only 1 point away from what?
Yep, 1 point away from death.
Okay. Well, I guess I pick him up and I take him back to the Dragonborn.
You bring him in, you throw him on the ground, he's bleeding. Everyone looks at him. You filthy degenerate, just pay your money already. He's probably has permanent brain damage now. He's now a vegetable. The Dragonborn, well done. Here's a pheasant. So here's your pheasant. As the rest of the night progresses, and you get your cash back, you probably get you got your meal, and you got maybe an extra 12 gold.
Ooh, okay, nice.
As the night progresses,
That's
little
decent.
kids are running
That's
around,
decent.
dressed up as their fairy tale demon from the abyss, singing chants to scare away the evil spirits. A loud sound falls over the city. A sort of mist starts coming in around the town through the woods. And you're howling. Loud howling. Like wolves. Mixed with goats.
Okay.
This howling continues throughout the rest of the night. Most people in the bar are still awake, but they're drunk and some are going back to their private quarters to have fun with whoever kept them company during the night. Along the mist, you see black ravens starting to settle on the windows of the children's houses. Black ravens are flying in all over the place. You hear loud screeches. And then a black raven flies in for the window and lands in front of you guys. And it says, "The master's will shall soon be done. The master's will shall soon be done." And it explodes in a giant, furry, bloody, feathery mess.
Oh, okay.
And bursting in for the doors is a small fox person with a shit ton of daggers through its back and falls down dead. What do you want to do?
Out of curiosity, does it happen to be one of the Fox members that harassed the
Yes! Yes!
dwarf? This would be a good moment for the dwarf to have a moment to react. I'm just putting that out there, Tony, as a helpful thing.
What?
One of the Fox members that harassed your character just walked back into the bar dead with a bunch of knives in his back. So this would be an opportune moment. Yeah, this would be an opportune moment for you to jump in and have a reaction.
It comes out of his nose like a fit, like out of just pure shock and surprise. Not any like sort of like heartfelt reaction, but just out of shock and surprise. He spit takes and it comes out of his nose and coughs and he's on the floor trying to grab his breath.
As the loud yells and yelps of wolves gathers around the town, children will look out from their windows and they'll see glowing orange and yellow and reddish eyes in the dark, and a surge of wild cloven hooves charge across the forest into the small clearing. Dwarven mercenaries, which, okay, so this town is technically under garrison, is a trading outpost for the Tark Empire, but it's like the old West logic, and it's just like an outpost.
Okay.
So it doesn't have many forces. It's literally probably just 20 dwarves who are mercenaries for the Empire, firing their muskets at these wolven beasts running through the forest, dodging their gunshots. If you get taken out and like pinpointed, if you get shot down, but the werewolves jump and they force their way into the town and turn into a massive melee. What do you want to do?
Whoa. Okay.
And these are werewolves with the bottom legs of goats and the horns of rams coming out their head.
Well, my character is not built for combat, so she's gonna try to either sneak out or find a place to hide.
All right, roll me stealth.
17.
That works. The werewolves keep beating against the windows. You hear the screams of children and animals being slaughtered by these beasts. And since this is kind of like a TV show going on in my head right now, well, you guys are hiding, and the bar patrons are hiding under their stools and in the cellars. The werewolf beast folk are running into the garrison, killing every living thing they see, destroying temples and shrines to gods, and profaning buildings, killing animals and eating their guts and like throwing them all over the place, just causing nothing but abominations to every sentient creature they see.
Not hard to imagine, and we've been watching a lot of Last Kingdom.
Yeah, but imagine these with werewolves.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm imagining it with. Instead of swords and axes, they're just being torn apart with their actual hands.
The dwarves are putting up a fight. They're giving like a 20-gun salute and a picket line, and they took out maybe a few members of the pack. But falling down from the sky come these waves and waves of black ravens that sneak into their armor and eat them from the inside.
Whoa.
And this progresses throughout the night. What do you guys want to do?
Run away. The Empire does not pay me this much to, if I'm just a fighter and just a soldier, like, I'm not paid for this. This is above my pay grade. No.
Right.
There's no fighting this.
I think that my character would try to stay hidden until daylight.
Hours pass, but daylight does not come.
Oh!
But yet the yelps of the wolves does disappear. What do you guys want to do?
Probably do an observation check or perception check.
Roll
to
it.
see if it's safe to come out. Do you need the dice, Tony? Ooh! Oh, sweet, nat 20. I'm gonna bring the dice over to you. So you can roll. It's much more fun when you actually roll. Ooh, how about not laughing? Yeah.
Oh.
8.
Oh. I got an 8.
He got an 8, and I got a 20.
So between the two of you, he's a bit drunk and terrified. You're a little more alert. You look out, and the entire village is dead, covered in gore. Well, not all of it. Some living beings do seem like they were taken captive. Some sentient beings, I'd say, quite a few were taken captive, but there's dead body parts all over the place, and there's blood and gore. Even the wild, even like the horses and mules were slaughtered. As you look up, the mist is still there, but there's light coming down. But it's not light of your stars or moon. It's the light and stars of a constellation you have no idea that you've ever seen. Instead of there being the usual 2 golden moons, it's a giant red moon, and surrounding asteroids and surrounding reddish blood, crimson blood clouds in the sky. It's weird. This moon is giving off just as much energy as the sun would, our sun would, but there's crimson blood skies all over the place. The sky is crimson blood red, and there's like wings and flying bats and ravens flying all over the place.
Okay.
Welcome to Ravonloft.
Fair enough. Okay. I think that my character would approach the survivors, if possible, to see if there's anything she can do to help.
There's a group of survivors, probably aside from most of the people in your tavern are still alive. And you do find, located near the stables, a small group of maybe 12 little gnomes and even like a few rabbit people hiding in the stables away from the beast, that hid from the beastmen. And they're scared. They're petrified. They have this blank look in their face.
She tries to approach them and reassure them that it's safe to come out now.
Roman persuasion.
12.
You have to prove to us that it is safe. Go
Well,
to the
I was
church
able.
and find the priestess of the 7.
Okay, I can do that for you.
Which is like their local chapel. As you walk over to the local chapel, strangely enough, it's relatively untouched. Its holy light seems to have kept the forces of darkness at bay. But as you watch and walk over to that part of town, ravens and bats continuously fly against the magical barrier covered in blood, trying to break through it a way in. What do you want to do?
I would like to enter the chapel to speak with the priest there.
All right. To get past the bats and ravens, you might have to scare them a bit.
Fire.
I'll do it. Roll
she
me.
wants to. Okay. She goes to grab a torch of fire, or a torch, and see if that'll work. Okay, I got a 10.
You try setting on fire, but for some reason it's so clogged in blood it doesn't light.
Okay.
But the dwarves still have their muskets. Tony, you and
true.
Tony, you and some of the surviving dwarven mercenaries still have your muskets.
Okay.
Well, it would make more sense if my character remembers this and then goes out of her way to look for a dwarf with said musket. So that is what she does, and most likely ends up approaching Tony's character, the dwarf, who is doing what at the moment? Still hiding because of his perception 8, right?
Still coming out of his drunken stupor. Hungover.
And he's still in the tavern, correct?
Correct. And you're safe for the moment.
And that's where she last saw dwarves, so that's where she would go, is to the
Correct.
tavern. Okay, so she goes to the tavern and she approaches the dwarf, who is still trying not to puke his guts out. Excuse me.
What? Hi. What can I do for you?
I was wondering if I might be able to borrow your musket.
This musket doesn't really belong to me. It belongs to the Empire, and they would have an ass and a silver platter if I lost it. So I would feel more comfortable if I went with you, so I could know that it would get back to the home.
Okay, then I will borrow you and your musket.
All right. What for?
Just, it's easier if I show you. Follow me.
Utterly intrigued is he, so he reluctantly follows, with musket in hand.
She decides to lead him through the streets, past the dead bodies, past the decaying carcasses, and the people who are just frozen in terror inside their homes, all the way up to the chapel that remains untouched, save for the bloodied barrier that surrounds it. So I'm trying to get in there because obviously it's untouched, and I have to speak to a priest in there. But look at that barrier. I tried to set it on fire, it didn't work. I was thinking maybe your musket might blow a hole through.
That looks like a whole lot of above my pay grade.
The
But
barrier
as long as I get
only.
my musket back,
The barrier is made
okay.
magic that only projects against evil energies. It doesn't protect against natural objects.
Right. The barrier that she's speaking of is the ravens and the flying things that are essentially creating their own barrier around the magical barrier.
Correct.
That's what she's talking about blowing a hole through. Is the animals, not the actual magical barrier.
Yeah, and the barrier would not keep you out. Depends on your alignment.
No.
What are your alignments?
She's neutral good.
You'd be allowed in. As long as you're not evil, you're not kept out of the church. As long as you're not of dark alignment, the chapel's energy magic won't keep you out. But the
I'm
bats
gonna
are
roll
a
for
danger.
persuasion. I would like to roll for persuasion.
All right, go for it.
11.
The priest keeps the barrier up.
No, I was trying to roll a persuasion on the dwarf.
That fails.
Okay.
But the bats start looking at you with hungerous eyes. And small.
Okay, how about this, dwarf? It may be above your pay grade, but that seems to be the only place that those things can't get into. So how about you blow a hole through and then we can both be safe?
Sure. I don't know.
I just felt like that was logic, not persuasion. Does that work? Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay.
So you pull out your musket.
So-
Yeah. Roll me a 20.
Go ahead. Oh, I'll roll it, or I'll bring it to him. He can roll it.
Here you go. Blow up your musket. I'm gonna pull this back for you. 10.
You blow a few bats up to smithereens, but you don't break through the chapel. It's made of hard steel.
Well, at least that means we can get through the bats.
The bats start staring at you, and they charge at you.
Oh, crap. I can't remember what my character all had. It would be easier if I had my character sheet. I'm sorry.
But out of the bar does come a few surviving dwarven mercenaries. But they're without a commanding officer.
So my dwarven character would take the initiative and take charge of the situation and tell the group to aim at all the other bats.
Yeah, sure. Roll me charisma.
Done.
Yeah.
$11.
They fire their muskets. They take out a few, but the swarm keeps coming.
Okay. Well, do what we can so Petra's character could get in there and do what she needs to do.
You're willing to do
Just-
that? You
just give her
dwarves are
that
willing to
opening.
give your lives so this druid can survive?
That doesn't make sense.
I
But
don't-
I just wish I remembered what my character all had access to.
When out of the storm, the bat starts circling up and flying away. There's a loud shriek. Think Nazgul shriek.
Mm.
There's a shit ton more of them on their way.
I would jump back and shock, fear. It would be like a bone chilling shrill, right?
Yeah, Nazgul shriek.
So
Yeah,
like,
she would
the
too.
only thing you could
Roll
really do is
me-
just freeze in place.
Wisdom. I'm trying to think. What would count for like holding endurance, emotional endurance?
I would say wisdom to know what it is, risky to understand what it means.
Yeah. I got a 17 on that one. And so did he. Interesting. Do you want us to
So we
reroll?
both know that it's. Oh,
What'd you get?
We both got 17, funny enough.
Yeah, you're able to stay strong, and you're able to make it to the church while the magic barrier is down. But your dwarven your dwarven militia are firing their rounds as a large, like a giant reptilian mixed with a bat. Think the Nazgul from Lord of the Rings comes crashing down and lands in the center of the town.
Oh,
The dwarves are exchanging fire with it.
well, my dwarven character would scream at the Petra's character to say, "Go, we'll cover you for as long as we can." Because, like, I don't know.
No,
Like, would that work?
Yeah, since you rolled so high, you're actually surviving most of its blows, and you're handling it like Gimli mixed with Legolas. You're exchanging fire, but also
Yeah,
dodging
because
around.
I would have the wisdom to know, like, how to counter it.
Yeah, you do. You roll the wisdom, and you're
Right.
able to keep your composure.
Right. So I would say, go while you have to cover the priest, so we can. I don't know.
Right.
Because you persuaded me into helping you with your request.
Ah, I found it. Sorry, put a pause in there. I found it. I found my character sheet for her.
Okay.
Okay. She's got druid craft. Her cantrips are druid craft and magic stone. She's got entangle, fairy fire, cure wounds, healing word, and find familiar. She also has heat metal and pass without trace.
And since you roll such a good wisdom, you will know this creature literally looks like it could be set on fire in a minute. Covered
Okay.
in flammable grease coming out of its scales.
I choose to cast fairy fire on it.
Roll me.
13.
I'll say you
know
hit
if
it.
that's
This thing
good.
isn't that big. It's probably. I'll say the AC is 12. I'll say the AC is 12.
Okay.
That's fair.
You light bits of it on fire. Roll me damage. Roll me damage.
Okay.
It's AC. This is homebrew shit. Its AC is
Right.
weak,
That
but
is significantly higher. It's at an 18.
you light it on fire. It shrieks, falls back in the sky, shrieking for more of its kind to come.
Uh-oh.
But as you do this, the church doors open, and out comes a young human, not human. Let's go with a young hobbit priestess comes out, and she says, "Come, come, quickly, quickly, before the beasts of evil return."
Of
That
course, she
dwarven
doesn't
character,
hesitate.
yeah.
She just runs right
God
in there.
fucking damn it.
No, she's at
course.
the doors are burst open. She's sitting on like the stairs, to the chapel. As she does so, most of the refugees flock into the church.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to do? Do you join the refugees, or do you?
Yeah, we're gonna join the refugees.
Yeah,
As you do so, you enter like it looks like your stereotypical like Church of Time sort of cathedral. There's statues of saints and the seven gods all over the place. There's stained glass windows which are covered in blood. But strangely enough, the holy light at the center of the altar, which shows the seven gods, particularly in this church, it's kind of this church is dedicated to the mother of. It's dedicated to the mother and father gods of the Tark pantheon, which is like a weird mix of Abrahamic with Celtic mythology. There's seven main gods, and this one is dedicated to the father and mother because it's kind of mixed in with the local culture. And the combined light coming from their statues is radiating and giving people hope and joy and sense of security. But bit by bit, that light is starting to shrink and shadow starts creeping into the interior.
Roll for perception.
What do you guys want to do?
Yeah,
Roll
definitely gonna roll for perception. I got a 16, and I will bring the dice over to Tony.
I kinda
Also,
wanna see
Grant,
what's
I
going
just
on.
sent you pictures of my character sheets.
All right, cool.
I got a 2. Or no, a 9. 9.
Yeah, you as a drunken dwarven mercenary
Yeah,
have
fine.
no idea what you're seeing. You're still hungover.
Yeah.
Petra, what'd you get?
I got a 16.
You're able to realize this church is not your typical Tark church. And at the center of the altar is a magical relic. A sword forged by the celestial gods themselves. And it's at the center of the worship space. And its light is keeping... all the light is coming off of it and its runes.
Okay.
Notice, though, along the lines of the walls, there's little cracks starting to break in the stained glass. When the priestess walks
That's
up
not
to you,
good.
"Thank you for holding them off, dear travelers. Please, we must get to the basement."
Okay, I'm a little concerned about the cracks in the walls.
This church will not hold forever. It is merely to keep us safe long enough to teleport out of here to the nearest other sanctuary of light in this accursed region.
Wait, is that possible to teleport all these people?
This church was built using magical relics. The hierarchy of the Church of the Seven hates magic, of course, but we're not afraid to use it when times of need.
Okay, that's kind of contradictory, but alright. I'll go with it.
I would rather not argue with them right now. Let's just take that
Yeah, I'm
teleportation and get
not-
out of here.
Nope. Yeah. Let's just go.
Plus, you do realize this church is probably built on far more ancient ruins that predate
Yeah.
it.
Not fucking around finding out.
As you flock into the catacombs, she presses her little staff against the wall, and she's like decked out, wearing black and white, red and white robes, has a fancy hat that's half as tall as she is.
You just reminded me of a very important feature of my character.
She looks
And
like a
in order to
hobbit
get into char-
priest with the fancy hat. She looks like a woman hobbit pope, is what she looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And as she clicks in, you flood into the catacombs. And there's dead scrolls and books all over the place. There's even ancient skulls. And you can tell this isn't. You can tell that this church is built on ancient ruins. Probably Elven. That looks cool. That looks nice.
Well, okay, real pause, just real quick. As I was going over my character sheet, I started to remember what the character was actually like.
All right.
And one of her weird traits is that she often talks to her magic hat. It's not a magic hat. It's actually really kind of a sad story. She Feywild, so obviously she went into the Feywild as a child, but so did her little sister. And let's just say that her little sister, when she came back, she didn't come back with a little sister. She came back with a hat.
Right. We're all having fun.
Her
By the
sister
way,
is
Black Banana.
her,
This is
her
fun, right?
sister is the hat. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. But
I
her
like that
sister
story. I
is
like
the
that story.
It's just a hat. It's not magical. It doesn't talk back to her,
All right.
but
I like
it
that.
makes her feel better to think that it does.
Right, that works.
So she'll randomly talk to her hat at times. I just thought it was a cool, like when you mentioned the priestess's tall hat, it just reminded me of that. I'm like, oh yeah, I should put the hat on. It'll help me get in character.
As you fall down that's cool. I like that. That works.
Thank you.
As you fall into the catacombs, a magical portal is being kept alive by elven statues. And this is definitely elven architecture beneath this chapel.
She stands there for a moment in awe of the elven architecture and the magic.
The priestess uses her remaining power to create a bubble around the refugees and you. And something is breaking against the walls of the catacombs. What do you want to do?
She asks what she can do to help the priestess.
Leave me some of your wine. I will hold the barrier as long as I can. If you have any alcohol on you whatsoever, please.
I turn to the
Oh, you need
dwarf.
the
Do you
alcohol
have
for it.
alcohol?
No, I do not.
Well, guess I'm doing this sober. God's fucking damn it. She clicks her staff, and the bubble creates a solid wall that is holding off this blackish, reddish, demonic ichor crawling all over the side of it. Do you go for the portal?
I'm not sure. She hesitates, certainly.
Looks kind of scary to my character, so he's hesitant as well.
We are intimidated by the portal.
Go through the portal, you damn pansies! Unless you want to die here, be eaten alive.
Okay.
Look, I'm a hobbit. They already hate me. They're not gonna do.
Yeah, but why?
They're gonna finish you slowly. They're gonna eat you alive slowly. Get the fuck out of here.
Fine. All right. Screw you.
She
I'm
decides
trying to
to
save
take her
your lives, you
chances.
damn dwarf.
She decides to swallow her fear and try to be brave and go through the portal.
As you go for the portal, it's like Stargate. You go for this weird, timey-wimey bullshit, and you wind up in another part of Ravenloft. You wind up in the center of a massive, like, Frankenstein-like village. It's dark as fuck here. No light whatsoever. Still the mist. And it looks like a turn-of-the-century, like, New England town. Cobblestone houses, people dressed up like... It looks like... Okay, hold on. Let me find the image. There we go. And this is where you find yourself
Ooh.
souls at.
Oh, okay. Not much better, but I guess not much worse.
There's no monsters. They're attacking anyway. Most of the people you see around you are shriveled, hunchbacked creatures that look like those hunchback things from Dark Souls.
Oh.
But there's also, like, Puritan-looking turn-of-the-century elves, hobbits, dragonborn, all dressed up in, like, colonial-era, like, clothing, wearing black clothing all over the place, keeping their heads down, just looking at you for slanted eyes, going about their business. And above you is a giant statue of a horned, deer-headed god, think Hersign from Elder Scrolls, and decorating and you see lamppost across, like, each town, like, each, like, street and nook and cranny are hung criminals. And approaching you are a cadre of what appears to be knights, but they don't have any humanoid, but you don't see any of their face. Instead, when you look at their mask and their helmets, it has, like, this skull look to it. What are you doing in this domain?
There was an attack on the other side of Ravonloft. We barely just made it out.
Oh, you're from the Bloodlands. Shit. Well, welcome to a fancy part of hell. Well, hell's not really the right word for it. At least in hell there's flame and fire and things to do while you're suffering for eternity. At least there's war, at least there's death, at least there's drinks and alcohol and beverages. Take them
What's
before the
happening?
Lord Baron, he'll process them. The guards surround you, and they start escorting you up a large hill to on top of the hill is a very, like, dark, grim-looking gothic mansion with bats flying all over it. Welcome to Ravonloft. And the Lord Baron, Strahd. You're in a vampire kingdom now.
Yeah.
And that's what we will end the story for today. What'd you guys think?
Okay, I liked that. We're gonna be better next time.
Is that
Especially
bad?
now that I have my character sheet. No, I think you were fine. Yeah, I liked it.
Tony, what'd you think?
I would need some character building so that way.
Yeah, we're gonna help you with that, Tony, so that you have more to work with for yourself.
Right, because I had no idea. Like, yeah, I mean, I was just making decisions based off of like the story.